What's going on YouTube? Welcome in, I am LiboATM as always, and welcome to another video here in the channel. It's another Shrine of Secrets discussion. It's another week on the Shrine, is what I'll say. There's some good perks, there's some bad perks. And if you've not watched this series before, basically I will talk through all the perks on the Shrine, tell you what they do, if they combo well with things, and basically if they're worth your shards. So yeah, we'll jump right in. Quite luckily, the most trash perk of the week is the first one, so I don't need to spend a lot of time talking about it. So Beast of Prey grants you the undetectable status effect after gaining Bloodlust tier 1. The status effect is removed once you lose Bloodlust, and you gain up to 50% extra blood points in the Hunter category if you get it to tier 3. So this perk is garbage. Literal garbage. So are most of Huntress's teachable perks, to be fair. But absolute, just there's no real redeeming quality to it. So A is promoting you to use Bloodlust, which is a terrible mechanic, which arguably should not be in DBD. I am not a fan of Bloodlust. I hate it. I just think it's just it's there to balance out ridiculously unbalanced maps. But as they've been going through and reworking the maps to make them more balanced, Bloodlust is still a thing. So I'm not a big fan of promoting anyone to use Bloodlust when they, could just be kicking pallets and try to get hits. And second of all, if you're in a chase with someone and been in a chase with someone long enough that you're in Bloodlust tier 1, then they're going to know that you're chasing them. And as soon as, it's not like it's a gradual, from the survivor's point of view, it's not a gradual, it's as if the killer's moving away. It just goes from you are in, like right from being really intense to dead. It's just you know what I mean, a killer doesn't leave you that quickly unless potentially it's like a Freddy or like a Pinhead who's teleported to the other end of the map. But there's a good chance that if you've been in a chase for that length of time, then they're going to be on you. So the undetectable status effect doesn't really do much. It might help you out with a little bit of mind gaming, but on the whole, this perk is garbage. Do not please buy this unless you're a completionist and are trying all perks, but do not get this perk. Next one is Dead Hard, my personal bugbear of a perk. It is an incredible perk. There's no getting away from it. It's an S tier perk. So basically, when you're injured, you can use your active ability, a button, at any point. You'll dash forward and avoid damage and cause you to be exhausted for 60 seconds. And you can obviously you can't use it again until your exhaustion has ran out. So basically this is, you've seen many streamers or content creators who are killer mains hate this perk. It's the press E key to win or press E key to dead hard for distance. But it is just an incredibly strong perk. It can get you out of ridiculously clutch situations. It can buy you some more time and distance if you're between tiles going for a safe loop. It can you can do some ridiculous things with it. You can pick someone up off the ground and then dead hard away to avoid taking any hits. You know what I mean? There's so many different uses for it, and the beauty of dead hard as well is that it doesn't need to combo with anything. You don't need to run it with something to get value like you do with some other exhaustion perks. It's just a standalone good perk, and as you get higher up the rankings in Dead by Daylight as Survivor and Killer, the more people you'll see run Dead Hard. It's virtually I think I did a kind of test on it and gathered how many Dead Hards I came across. I played 10 games as Killer, which meant I came across obviously 40 survivors, and I think I seen 34 Dead Hards out of 40 people. It's virtually everywhere. It's the kind of, since they've nerfed DS, and it used to be that way with DS, it's now Dead Hard. Just everyone runs Dead Hard. It was a big problem for consoles obviously recently. A, it didn't work, and B, if you were Killer, if someone used Dead Hard, it lagged you out, which was incredibly frustrating. But that seems to be relatively fixed now. So yeah, just an all-round great perk. As a Killer, and I hate it. Which I think always points towards a perk being very good if the other side hate it. I don't usually tend to run it because I hate going against it, but that's probably just me being probably more courteous, I should say, than I need to be. Just because I hate going against it doesn't mean probably shouldn't run it. But yeah, excellent perk. Probably not probably, definitely the best perk on the shrine this week. I would prioritize this if you don't have David. The next perk on the shrine is Discordance, or if you watch a lot of content created, Disco Dance. Legion teachable, so after or any generator that is within, it says 64 there, but it goes up to 128 meters. That's been worked on by 2 or more survivors is marked as yellow. The generator's aura will be highlighted, obviously, and you'll be triggered with a loud noise notification when the second survivor joins the gen. After the generator is no longer within range or is no longer being repaired by 2 survivors, the aura remains in yellow for 4 seconds. So, basically, this is just a really good tracking perk. I find it very helpful on killers that can gain a lot of pressure by pressuring multiple survivors at once. So not your people like Slinger and things like that who you can pressure people off gens, but you can only really pressure one person at a time because of their power. But if you look at people like Clown, for example, I run it quite a lot in Clown, because if you can approach a generator with multiple people on it and hit it with one of your tonics, it slows everyone being able to get away from it. It's a very good tracking perk in that sense. It's not the strongest, to be fair. It's probably like middle of the road if you're looking at all-round tracking perks. But it's still good. It gives you that extra bit of information. It can also combo well with kind of regression perks. So if you're running Ruin or Pop, which are probably the 2 goes to, like for example, if you hook someone, and you're running Pop Goes the Weasel and Discordance has been going off, probably go to that gen and use your Pop there because you'll get the most amount of value out of it. The same with Ruin again. If you can pressure people off gens that have multiple people on it and get Ruin to kick in and start regressing the gen, it can be really strong as the matches go on. So yeah, really like Discordance. I think it's a good perk. Combos well with a lot of regression stuff. You can pretty much make you can pretty much have like a full regression build, but I wouldn't want to promote that because it's hell to go against. But yeah, it's really good for tracking and also for future planning for your regression strategies. And the final perk on the shrine's Jane Teachable, which is Head On, which is another exhaustion perk. So basically, when you jump into a locker, you wait for 3 seconds, and then you've got the ability to head on stun the killer. So if you perform the rushed action to leave the locker, so basically sprint out with hold your sprint button or sprint key and jump out, and the killer's within range, they will receive a stun for 3 seconds. You will be exhausted for, I think it's 40 seconds at tier 3, and gives you a chance to get away. So this is another exhaustion perk, but it's not probably up there with your dead hards, your sprint bursts, your balanced landings. This is more like your kind of smash hit style ones that are good. Probably, to be fair, you'll see Head On mainly in like meme builds or fun builds. Like, I don't think there's anyone who really, if they're going out to sweat to win, will run Head On, if I'm honest. It is really fun. Like, you can combo it with multiple things. Like, there's a full locker build you can do, like Head On, Quick and Quiet, Inner Strength, all that sort of stuff to get like the most amount of value out of it. The main one you'd see this paired with is probably Quick and Quiet, because obviously if you're in a chase and you need to rush into a locker, it means you do it silently. Means the killer's not necessarily going to check the locker first. Allows your 3 second timer to kind of count down for your stun, and then use the stun to get the killer. I would qualify this more as a fun perk rather than a good or bad perk, because I think you can make arguments for both being good and bad. Like, it's incredibly situational, but you can still get a stun if you're like mid chase. So if you're looping around Shack, you can get a stun out the window, make distance. So I think there's arguments for both, but I think this just more falls under this is just a really fun perk category rather than the it's good, it's bad, whatever. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this one as well. I think if you're going to go for anything on the shrine this week, I think it's a no-brainer. Dead Hard is the best one. There, and the best killer was Discordance. Again, please do not get Beast of Prey. It is absolutely garbage and it makes me sad. So, that's another shrine video in the books, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. I am LuboATM as always. Thank you for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And until I see you guys next time, peace.